Hey Bear. Good morning. Oh, look at this. So glorious. So guys, this is the state of my mess that I left last night. Last night, Maya and I were down here in the basement next to the fireplace, and I was going through seeds. I was getting ready for seed starting, which is next week. And I just want to show you guys. I'm going to tell you what all's in the stack in a later video, but tomato varieties, bigger tomatoes, and cherry tomatoes. There's actually less than in the past. I'm doing 28 regular varieties, and that's pastes, slicers. This is also including the determinate varieties for the high tunnel, and then I think it's like 12 cherry tomatoes. I thought that was very moderate considering what I've done in the past. Bless Maya's precious soul. He comes down here in the morning and gets the fireplace started, which, being close to the fireplace, is pretty much where I want to be when it is cold outside. And guys, it is cold outside. I love early mornings right here in the winter. It does make it a little bit harder to layer on the clothes and go outside and do chores, which I'm gonna have to do here in just a little bit. But first, I am watching something very special, and I wanted to tell you guys about it.
It brings an independence from the grocery store, which is priceless.
The other day, I talked about how I'd just gotten home from my friends Justin and Rebecca's house, and while I was out there, I had the opportunity to talk to them about this project that they have been working on, producing the pilot season of a TV show. This morning, Justin sent me the first episode to watch. And it's so beautiful and it's so moving. But I also think it's really important. And I messaged him and I told him that I was gonna put it in my vlog today. And I'm gonna put the information down below where you guys can go check it out. They're sharing the first episode for free. And I think it's really interesting right now that homesteading has become such a forefront, like it's a thing that's in the forefront. Whereas I remember, you know, like being a person that desired to do this 10 years ago, it wasn't nearly as popular as it is now. I've just watched in the, you know, the 4 or 5 years that I've had this YouTube channel and the 3 years that I've been uploading on it really regularly, I have watched just the landscape of homesteading change. The thing I love about what the Rhodes are doing and like producing this show, which like he's directing this himself, and they're making this, they've hired the production company and they're making this show. And I love the fact that it's not through a Hollywood lens. It's through a homesteading lens. It's beautiful and amazing and moving, but I also think that it is important because there's something about creating content, creating entertainment, and living in a glass house is how I put it, that encourages people that this lifestyle is possible. There's something about modeling family, modeling simplicity, and modeling food, growing food, and just this home-based life. And I know that not everybody is going to do this to the extent of the Rhodes, to even the extent that we do. But I think that normalizing it is beautiful. And that's something that I'm really passionate about, modeling family and just showing the value of this simple and beautiful life of just taking care of the earth and taking care of that which lives on it, and feeding our bodies well and raising our families well. And I think that whenever we share it, it gives people the opportunity to find their measure that belongs in their life. I don't want to just ramble. I have to go do my chores and finish my tea. But I didn't want to just say, hey, my friends are doing a cool thing, you should look at it. Because I want you guys to know that I think it's really important that if we notice like an industry is broken, if we notice that a system is broken, like when we notice the food system is broken, what we choose to support whenever somebody does a new thing, provides a new service, models a new way of doing it, that is how we change systems. And I love the fact that we have an opportunity here. And the reason I'm sharing this right now is because I believe that we have an opportunity in supporting somebody who wants to bring this content in a way it's not how it's been being done. And so I'm going to put the information down below so you guys can go. This is premiering for the public on the 14th, I believe, and you can sign up to watch it. And I encourage you to do that. It's beautiful. But also, I am so proud of you, Justin and Rebecca, for taking the bull by the horns, if you will, and saying, I want to do this a different way. And I want to provide something that's beautiful and inspiring and encouraging. And I want to tell a story that is just as well told as any other story on the TV, possibly even better. I'm so proud of you guys. This is really awesome. Do you think going down the steps is the safest, or should we go down and out?
Oh, and then walking up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not walking up that hill. I'll take my chances on the steps. Alright, Barry, test it out for us.
Oh, it's not that slippery. Somewhere we have a bag of of salt. Like ice salt. I love snow, guys. This is not snow. This is ice. We got about 1.5 inches of sleet this morning. No bueno. Good morning, little darlings. Come on. Hey, good morning. You ready to milk on it, girl? Come on. Let her get by. Maggie, you're not getting milked this morning. So Maya's taking some of the milk that I just milked from Anna, so it's still nice and steamy and hot. He's gonna go supplement this.
You want 2 ounces each?
Yeah, supplement this to Margot's babies because they're just still kind of puny. So Margot has the 2 little twins that they were born little, and I just don't think they're eating super well. And the thing is, when it's cold, animals, like especially little baby animals, just shivering burns calories. And so if they're not super effective at eating, if their mom's not producing a ton, and the cold weather can affect that, and then they're shivering, that can make such a difference in them gaining the body weight that they need to gain. So we're just supplementing her babies, and we have plenty of milk because Anna's such a good producer. And actually today is the first day I'm gonna go ahead and put each doe on the milk stand, feed her on here and wash her udder and maybe milk them a little bit. Just gonna start reacquainting that process for them. Now, some of them, the kids are, like Clover's kids are 2 weeks old today, and Margot's kids are 2 weeks old this weekend. But I'm probably going to wait to separate the kids at night until after these really cold temperatures this weekend pass, because I want them to just be sleeping with their moms and staying as warm as possible. Hey, don't knock the camera down, please. Magdalene, get on up there. Okay, you know the drill. You know the drill. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get on up. Go get it. You gotta get that whole big old body up there. Come on. You remember? Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's see what kind of acrobatics Magdalene brings to the stand today. Okay, we're gonna remember how to do this. Okay, honey. We'll just practice washing and standing. We haven't seen much of the Nubians lately. Look at them over here. Hey! Hey! So the thing with this ice is that as the sun comes out today, it'll kind of melt the top smooth, and then it'll refreeze. And tomorrow, if it doesn't melt very much today, walking out here will be really difficult because everything will be super slick. There are there are already some slick places, especially if you like going uphill and stuff. You really got to watch and make sure you plant your feet or else you'll wipe out. It's not super cold out here. It's only a few degrees below freezing. It's funny how Gabriel looks like a white dog until there's snow or ice on the ground. And now he looks like a yellow dog. But he loves this weather. It's funny because all the animals will be hunched up inside and Gabriel will be out here rolling around in it. We're following the most popular man in the goat yard. He's getting it. Slow down. Just a little recap on the goat baby situation here at Roots and Refuge. We'd ordered a barn in the fall. It was supposed to be here in December, and we were going to build out stalls and make a nice warm place. So because we thought we were going to have that, we bred all of our La Manchas at the same time, making 5 pregnant goats at the same time. And the barn didn't come in time because it was delayed for COVID. We actually got the call yesterday that it'll be here on Monday. So we're going to get to work on that. And I've been watching my Nubians for signs of being bred because the Nubian buck we bred them to was having some health issues, but I was hoping that maybe in the process he had been successful in breeding some of the girls, and I'm looking at some of them and they're starting to get udders. So I think I will have at least a few Nubian does that are kidding, and I'm pretty sure I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we should be having those kids in about a month. Look at these little ladies. You like this weather, don't you? Look at them. She's got ice they've got ice all over their back. They probably stood out in it. Not because they had to, but because they like it. Was that nice? Was it nice being out there in here because they know it's time to eat? So I'm looking closely and I would say Adele is getting an udder for sure. God, they're shivering. They'll go bed down in that barn. Maybe Beatrice is getting an udder, and I think Miriam is getting an udder. I'm also gonna keep an eye on Dot because I know I saw him breed her, so I hope that that took. And then we have Marmy. She's over in the other yard because we were wanting to keep an eye on her. She was acting like she was a little bit sick, but she's okay now. We're about to move her back over here, and I'm gonna keep an eye on her because I saw him breed her as well. And if I had 5 Nubians kid, that would be great. I would be really happy with that, especially if it was a month or 2 after my La Manchas, because then I'll just have a little stagger in that. Hey Bear, are you waiting for me? So I showed you guys Gabriel over here in the goat yard. Gabriel's a Great Pyrenees. He's a livestock guardian dog, and he has a job on our farm. He lives with the goats and protects them, which for the most part really just means you know, barking in the night and warning us if predators are really pushing the boundaries, which that's never really happened. I mean, he does a good job and nothing's ever really just tried to test him. Trying to decide if crossing the driveway is a good idea or not a good idea. Guys, I have busted my butt in the ice enough times that I'm very cautious with it. We're gonna go over here to where it's gravelly. Alright, it's getting a little slushy, so it's not too bad. Are you testing it out? Are you like this? Well, isn't that lovely? Bear, you want to come in with me? You want to come in the warm? Alright. Well, it is actually warmer in here. Not by a lot, but it is a bit, at least above freezing. I have these seedlings out here, and they're all brassicas, and I did not turn a heater on last night. It's not gonna get really, really cold for a couple more nights. And I'm trying to decide. I got, like, the experimenter in me wants to leave these out here and see if they live. The part of me that wants to eat kale and cabbages sooner this spring wants to carry them in the house or put a heater on. I may just put a heater on out here and just give it a little boost of heat. This greenhouse holds heat pretty well. And I have a little space heater, and I think if I run that, as long as we don't lose power, which we shouldn't, it's not supposed to be more ice, it's just supposed to be really cold. I don't know, the forecast has been jumping around. It says it's gonna be about 8 or 9 degrees, which is like -13 or so Celsius, and I mean that's cold for brassicas even, especially if they haven't been in those kind of temperatures. So that can definitely kill these if it gets that cold in here. I would say that it would. I don't think it'll get that cold in here, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and decide what to do. I love to figure things out. I love to push the limits on things, but I also don't want to kill my plans. So I was talking about Gabriel. Gabriel is a livestock guardian. He has a job. And like when we're talking about this really cold weather that's coming, even those really cold temperatures, a lot of people are like, well, aren't you going to bring him inside? And the answer is no, I'm not going to bring Gabriel inside. Gabriel would be extremely distraught to be brought inside our house away from his goat herd. I've tried that in the past. We've had livestock guardians that I thought, oh, you know, for whatever reason, I need to bring them in the house. And the thing is that those dogs, their whole life's purpose is protecting that goat herd. They do it every single day, day in and day out. They're extremely bonded to him. He sleeps with the goat herd. I mean, whenever you go in, they'll be all piled up in the barn, and Gabriel will be piled up right in the middle of them. Bear does not go in that yard with me because Gabriel does not like it. It's just the entire time he'll just be trying to assert his dominance over Bear, and so I just don't even take Bear in there because Gabriel is protecting his goats. And if it gets really cold and I were to bring Gabriel in my house for the night, trying to do a good thing, he would not sleep. He would probably tear my house up. I mean, he could literally like shred the couch kind of situation. If I had him in a crate, he would howl the entire time, because you have to understand, in his mind, he has a job and I'm keeping him from doing that job. Even though my intention may be to keep him warm, I have to keep in mind what this dog is bred for, instinctually what it is that he's trying to do, and the fact that he spent his entire life with these animals, and in his mind it is his utmost priority to keep those animals safe. And it's life or death for him. Like if something came to attack those goats, which it's our responsibility to make sure Gabriel is not put in a position where he would put his life on the line, but if something did, he would die protecting those goats. And of course, we make precautions to make sure that's not going to happen. Like when we hear him barking in a way that there's actually a threat, Jeremiah is out back with a gun. If coyotes or something like a bobcat, which we have those, if those were coming up to our farm, we would intervene because we don't want Gabriel to die. Obviously, he's our farm animal too, to take care of and protect. And he doesn't know that. Gabriel doesn't realize that. And he is very handled. He's very submissive even with the kids. We've spent a lot of time with him, because if you get a livestock guardian, you cannot just throw them out with your goats and not handle them, because they need to know that you're the boss. And they need to view you as a protector of the goats and higher ranked than them. So you have to interact with the dog, or else they'll think you're a problem with their goats. And a lot of people who keep livestock guardians on like really big properties, and they put them out with like herds of cattle or flocks of sheep and stuff like that, and the people are not heavily interacting with them or the animals, you have to treat those dogs really cautiously, because they'll view you as a threat as coming in between them and their goats. But Gabriel knows those are my goats, and he knows that he's my dog, but he also thinks those are his goats, so we just work together. Look at all this ice. Oh yeah, it's starting to warm up out here. Why is this so gratifying? Oh gosh, that sank hard. I was thinking I might come and pile some straw up around Artie the artichoke. He's got ice on him now, he'll be okay, but with those real cold temperatures, I think that could stunt this plant. Guys, this is going to be full of lush green life in just a few short months. I think this is the animal, no, the pigs. I was going to say, this is probably the animal that's the least mad about the cold, but the pigs are probably actually it. They're out there frolicking this morning. It is pretty, even though it's kind of a mess.
What's kind of a mess?
All this ice.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all the little duck tracks. That's cute. The forecast is calling for snow later on this week. We'll see if it actually does. We haven't really gotten much of that this year. But I am glad we got a little bit of winter precipitation. I like to see the farm blanketed in white. Though if this were a blanket, it would be a crocheted one. We've got little sticks and rocks poking out everywhere. It's not quite a real blanket. It's like not really covered. But it is kind of lovely in its own way. I wanted to get out here and us feed everything and do our morning stuff while it was still, you could still walk on this easier. So it has the potential of getting fairly dangerous after it refreezes. Maya, did you see these chickens up here? They're like, nope. After talking to you guys about some of my onions missing out of here, many of you told me that it could have been voles stealing my onion sets, and I think that's probably what it is, because I've had voles. Oh, we thought these guys were refusing to come out, but the automatic door didn't open. Jeremiah said he bets it's frozen. So it's not that they're like, nope. They're like, help! We're stuck.
Please help.
What are you doing?
Gotta get something to melt the ice. It's
Okay.
jammed.
Slick. Oh, well. Hey Maya, get something to put eggs in. I'm not gonna put those in my pocket. Because I do try to learn from my mistakes in life, and I've made many pocket omelets, and I'm not gonna make one today in my warm clothes because I'm gonna need them to be wearable tomorrow. While he gets the heat gun, we're gonna go over here. Oh, what do you think, Bear? It's a little warmer in here, not a lot. I'm actually not gonna do anything extra for the plants inside the high tunnel since so many of them are near being torn out. I'm just going to leave it alone, and if the hard freeze kills them, oh well. We will feed the scraps to the pigs, which is where a lot of this is going anyway. I don't think it's going to kill the kale, which is what I was trying to save anyway, because I think the high tunnel will be enough cover. It might get a little damaged, but we can cut it back. Otherwise, I'm just letting the chips fall. I'm not that worried about what's in here because it's about to get replaced. Here, I looked out this morning and thought these chickens were wimps, but they actually just needed a rescue mission.
They call me Bond.
They call you Bond? That was smart. I would have gone at picking at it with a stick. And probably messed up the door. Because that's how I do. I rage rescue. Yay. What if they did just turn around and go back in? Never mind. I'll go back to bed.
Rescue unnecessary.
They're
still just standing at the
Look,
beginning.
she's trying to go back. She's like, what is this stuff? Here comes the big orange daddy, and he's like, no, I want to.
Get out of the way.
Is it cold, lady? Look at them. They don't know what to do.
This is their first ice.
Yeah, these are Arkansas chickens. I've never seen any of this before. Look at her. She's like snuggled in on that spot. She's like, I'm good right here. Yeah, did you get something for eggs? Oh, yeah. I guess the fact that they were all in there kept it warm enough for those not to freeze, so that's nice.
Oh, they had a hen sitting on them.
Oh.
Not like
broody,
but like
they were laying.
There's no more space. Yeah. Earn your keep. When an animal does good on the farm, it doesn't really matter what animal it is. I always want to say, that'll do, pig.
Telling the chickens that'll do, pig.
Yep.
That's all the eggs.
That's still a lot of eggs. Considering we were getting none.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that over none any day. Bear is also not a fan of the electric fences. You know what's funny? He only ever hit one time.
Sometimes when they're in town, they don't.
Are you a fast learner, Bear? No, those aren't your eggs. All right, I'm waiting down here by the door. I actually squatted down so I don't fall. Maya came down to let me in so I wouldn't have to navigate the steps because chivalry is not dead, my friends. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. God bless you. Until next time.